I'm retro. Let's get it. We in the chop shop. We live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop. We live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the chop shop. Yeah, it's lit in the chop shop. Turn your dials up in the drop top. They ain't based to debate, but they keep it fact straight. Going 30 for 30. Let's do a first take on Facebook Live from 12 to 2. Rob Hatter and Jim Hicks going back and forth like Carter Ray and Skip Bayless and Stephen Smith. From on the court, off the court, straight to the field. Not a man that steals, but I made it steal. To the octagon where I fight to kill. We go face to face, then you write your will. I don't play tennis, but I bring the racket. I'm on the floor, I attack the basket. Put you in the casket when I'm overlapping. Never showing mercy, cause I'm always snapping. Never showing mercy when I'm in the arena. Step into the ring, you see me as I beat him. Step into the court, I'm never backing down. Killing competition, I'm smacking down. Let me get back to the other stuff at the chop shop, cause they cutting up. It's retro, coming to you live to the chop shop. Now let's turn it up. Yeah, we in the chop shop, man. Shout out to Jim Hicks and Rob Hatter. You can catch the chop shop live from 12 to 2 on Facebook Live. Let's get it. We in the chop shop. We live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop. We live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop.
H-Town, what's up?
Hold it down. Sorry.
You know what time it is? It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks. But if you can see, Jim Hicks is not in that screen. This is Women Rock Wednesday, and I got none other than Miss Nicole Hutchinson, former intern with the Chop Shop. And let me give y'all my story. She's just giggling over there. But it's Women Rock Wednesday, so I always want to talk about women that rock, and Nicole really rocks. Let me tell you something. A few years back, we was doing internships with the Chop Shop, one of our golden years of the Chop Shop, and I knew her parents. And I knew her as a little girl, and I knew her parents. And somehow somebody told me, call Nicole because she's in town. She go to Howard, and she's studying. She's studying broadcast journalism. Perfect. She was playing tennis. Accomplished tennis player. So she used to have to leave the Chop Shop to go to tennis practice. So I mean, it's just great to have a young lady who happened to just come on the Chop Shop and be an intern. And now, y'all, hold on. Now, she graduated from Harvard.
Oh, my gosh.
She graduated from Harvard. Howard. Excuse me, I said Harvard. She graduated. Now she's a sports anchor and reporter for KALB News Channel in Louisiana. Ladies and gentlemen, without no further ado, I introduce y'all to Nicole Hutchinson. What's up, Nicole? Happy Women Rock Wednesday. What's up with you?
What's up? I'm so happy to be on the show with y'all. I kind of missed interning there,
Yeah. Hey, that was some of our golden times. We had a studio full of beautiful women and just me and Ugly Jimmy. And guess what? We was in heaven. We was in heaven. And
it was fun. I learned a lot from you guys.
Hey, and guess what, Nicole? It's Women Rock Wednesday, and guess what? Nicole Harris is the first woman to get on the Chop Shop today. Shout out to Nicole Harris. Angie Stewart is the other young lady that's on the show. Angie, I got some special. And Nicole, let's just talk about what's your role? I know you're in. What's the name of this city? What part of Louisiana you in? What part of Louisiana are you in?
Yeah, I'm in Alexandria, so it's like. So I'm in Alexandria, so it's like 2 hours from Baton Rouge, 3 hours from New Orleans. it's a 179 market, great starter market. Their sports reporter that was there before me, she actually jumped from there and went straight to Atlanta to cover the Braves.
Mhm.
And then there was another reporter that jumped like 150 markets. She's in the top 10 market now.
Uh-huh.
So that station particularly is like one of the best to start off in because you grow so fast, and it's like they ship you to like a top 20 market. So I'm just trying to grow, you know, take in as much as I can and get to Atlanta. I'm trying to get to ATL.
You know what, Nicole, before we go any further, Jimmy will be on the show a little bit later because Nicole got some other
Okay.
pressing things she's going to be doing. I'm not going to tell y'all what she's about to go do, but she got stuff to do in a few
Okay.
minutes. Jimmy will be on, but let's put, hey, look here, prayers up to Jimmy and his family, Nicole, and everybody on Facebook. Sandra had a death in her family, Jimmy's wife, and they got to travel out of town to go and to go check on the funeral arrangements and take care of the family. But he is gonna be on the show. He's gonna call in. And he's gonna be either on
Yeah.
Skype, via Skype or not. But say prayers to him before we get back to Nicole. But say a prayer for Jimmy and his wife and their family today. Okay, everybody. So
Of
now
course.
back to Miss Hutchinson right here, y'all. She trying to be all modest, but
Oh my
I
goodness.
like how I'm liking how you're playing chess, Nicole. I heard you playing chess in the background. You know, a lot of people play checkers. You looking for your next and your next. You got 3 or 4 moves ahead of this move.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Is that
I literally when I like playing. We have so I'm a part of 2 30-minute sports talk shows that we have,
uh-huh?
and then I also anchor. I report. We've covered LSU their whole season, and they're going to the national championship. So what more can you say? I mean, the Saints blew
Will you be
the
covering? Will you be
playoffs.
covering
But we're
that?
not going to talk about that.
Will you be covering?
I'll be there on Mondays.
Okay. Excuse
Hmm.
me. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just been a great opportunity, especially with the like the great things that we've been able to cover. We covered the Saints game when they lost to the Vikings this past weekend, but I'm just trying to just make sure I learn pretty much. They're all happy with the work that I'm doing, so that's all I can really. As long as our sports department is bringing in money, they happy. So
Okay. And I saw
yeah,
I remember you at Howard, and I remember you going up there, and y'all chronicled the Howard homecoming, which is great. But I saw you interviewed LeBron. You
yeah.
were kind of you had a unique position with ESPN. You were like the on campus. What did you do with ESPN back then with their little internship? How they had? What did they have you do?
Yeah, so I was their campus reporter. So pretty much I reported all things Howard sports. So I live commentated for basketball, men and women. Also did signing for football, and then of course like tennis, soccer, whatever sport they needed, volleyball. And I would send my stories back to them. They would publish them or whatever, just things like that. But they were looking more so like more unique stories since Howard is an HBCU and not a lot of HBCU students are doing. So they were looking for like, homecoming videos as well, like things like that. I was actually on stage with Rick Ross at one homecoming. And so, yeah, I did a story on that. Oh, it was a great experience. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all I was doing. I interviewed LeBron when I was working with the Wizards.
Okay.
And my boss just sent me in there, and he was like, "Yeah, go in there and get a sound bite from LeBron." And I'm like, "Oh, you're just gonna send me out there and just throw me to the wolves, okay?" So I went in there and just, "What's up?" So I mean, that's all pretty much. It was, every internship I'm thankful for because it got
Hey,
me where I am today.
when we were off camera, you asked me about Heaven and Sierra, the other 2 young ladies you were interning with.
Hmm.
Well, and guess what? Heaven has popped up on the Facebook feed already. She's popped
I'm
up on the
dead.
Facebook feed right now, y'all. I mean, so this the kind of
Hey,
stuff
girl.
This the kind. So tell me, what is your most challenging thing? You got to understand, Nicole, you're blessed. You came straight out of
Yeah.
college, straight into a job. That don't happen that much, especially because you don't have a complexion for protection for collection. And I mean,
Yeah.
so so and tell me, how did that feel? You're blessed to be in that position.
Yeah. Well, I actually, so when I was looking for jobs and I was about to graduate, well, I actually got my MLB network. So I took the job at Major League Baseball's network to
Yes.
start in July.
Uh huh.
And so I got that one in February because I knew that, like news stations were trying to hire people and start them like in June when they graduated. I
Okay.
personally was not ready to just go into the workforce right
Okay.
then. So I was like, let me just take this MLB network and then, but when I got there, I was doing a lot of work for them. And then around, I spent a month and a half. Oh no, it's time for me to get on air. I gotta go. I gotta go. So, I mean, I was praying. I sent my reel to thousands of people and I actually got 4 offers back.
Uh,
Um, So I mean, I'm glad I chose the right one because Louisiana's not too far from Houston, and I in Louisiana too. So it's actually it worked out perfectly for me.
wow. You know what's so unique? Hey, let me tell y'all a story. Nicole had a birthday party. I was invited, but I
Oh,
was
stop,
working. I was
stop.
so mad at myself. You should have saw the beautiful invitation that she sent out. Let me tell you, this young lady, she just didn't have no. Let me show you how she did now. She just didn't have a birthday party, Heaven. She had, and everybody, and Aaron and Lionel, she made a birthday party out of an event and opportunities. She had, at a party, she stopped the party and had an interview set on in the party where she could interview Enos, I think Enos Cabell, a legendary baseball player. She didn't just stop there. She had, hold on, she had DeAndre Hopkins. She interviewed him. Y'all, this is in the middle of the party. Who does this? This ain't no regular girl we talking to now. And then it was one more, it was a football player. Who was the football player?
PJ, it was PJ Tucker.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. It was PJ Tucker. So check
Yep.
this out, man. Little old young girl, graduate from college, come back home, and you should see the invitation. The invitations were like Beyonce sent them out. It was lights, cameras, action. And 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 and,
Oh
and,
my god.
y'all, let me tell you something. She turned her birthday party into an opportunity, and she can send those reels. And I know she taped them. She can send that to these people. She had DeAndre Hopkins, All Pro, PJ Tucker. Hold up. He's so well known right now, Nicole. I don't know if you
Yeah.
know. Nike gave him a lifestyle deal, not
Yeah.
a player deal, because of his affinity for sneakers, right? And then
I
Enos
saw that.
Cabell, a Houston legend. I was so proud of you. I was so mad. I think I was in Memphis. I was so mad I had to go to work. But girl, what? Who does that? You know how people
My
say.
dad, my dad came. He
Uh-huh,
literally was like, because for my 21st birthday, I didn't get to celebrate it.
uh-huh.
I was pledging AKA.
Okay.
And so my dad had been asking me, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I'm like, nothing. Like, I don't want to do anything.
Uh-huh.
So he put it together, my graduation and my 21st birthday. He was like, oh yeah, I'm going to throw you a party. And I'm like, okay. And so he told me, be prepared to ask questions. He didn't tell me who it was going to be. He didn't tell me,
What?
yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he wanted me to be on the spot, and I don't care. You just better have some questions when you find out who it is. So I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, let me prepare myself.
Right.
And then when he brought out Travis Scott, that was like the icing on the cake,
Oh,
and I
I'm
nearly
sorry,
cried.
y'all. I forgot about Travis Scott.
Cried. I cried. Yeah, I
Listen,
cried.
hey, y'all think I'm playing. I forgot about Travis Scott. He was at the party. Now you see
Yeah.
why I'm so mad that I missed. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Y'all get mad at me all you want. I had an invitation. And Travis Scott, I mean, your dad, man, I can't wait to see him. He did his thing. I didn't know. I thought you put it together, though.
Oh no, my dad put all that together.
So Nicole, and I know you got to go get your little, what you got to get dolled up. But what I would like to, we got young women. This Women Rock
Yeah.
Wednesday. And we might have young women. We might have young wannabe. And following his footsteps, what can you tell them? I mean, you had a great support system now. You had a great mom, great dad, great village around you. And so now it's your opportunity to be a village to some of the other young girls. What would you tell them?
Yeah, I would say just keep working. Just you gotta pray. Oh, if you don't pray, it's not gonna work out. And also just like it's tough out here. You gotta find somebody that knows and has your best interest. Like you can say you have all these mentors but they really just not all of them help you out, But I found like 2 quality mentors. One is Steve White, at NFL Network. He went to Howard, and he has really he's the one who told me you better go small market, and then you're gonna get an on-air job quicker. And then when he literally watches all my work, and he tells me like, Nicole, you're gonna take my job one day. And I'm like, really?
What's his name? Steve who? Steve who?
Steve White. He's at NFL Network.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, keep going.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No. I would just say, just find people that have your best interest at heart, because not everybody is, always gonna be happy for you. And you just gotta grind. It's fine. And this job has humbled me so much, because we're out there shooting our own stuff, writing our own stuff, producing the show. Everything we do is like, that's me. And so it's like,
wow.
It has humbled me.
Wow.
Because I appreciate it. And I'm like,
so you don't have the production assistants and all of that.
nope.
You don't have an assistant. Oh, wow. Have you ever had to carry the camera?
Oh, yeah. I carry my own tripod, camera, lights. Oh, yeah. All of it.
So it's not all glitz and glamour.
It's not. It's really not.
Wow.
Yeah. It's actually pretty terrible. I mean, it's not terrible. I'm going to appreciate it in the long run. But,
It's taxing.
Yeah. When I go to LSU games, I'm like carrying all this stuff, and they're like, do you need help? And I'm like, no, I got it. It's okay.
Don't you have a roller bag? Nicole, don't you have a roller bag?
Nope. Carry a backpack with my camera equipment.
Yeah. But you can get a camera case that rolls.
I mean, yeah, but it's just really big and bulky for no reason.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of too big, too bulky.
So what is your most unique experience since you've been on this job? Tell me, it's got to be something. I know y'all got high school, because I saw you covering high school football, and I assume you're gonna cover high school basketball up there also. And I know you got the drive right, so pay attention.
Oh no, you're good. I just had to put it up for a second.
Flip you sideways now.
Sorry.
You didn't flip the camera around. So
there you go.
Okay, we just letting you know you got us looking like this, but it's just. I mean, tell me what's the your most unique experience?
Yeah, I would say honestly, covering high school basketball and football, high school sports in general for me has been much better than covering like college, because so I did this story on this one kid who had thyroid cancer, and he overcame that. He's playing football, like high school football now. He has like 2 offers, so just doing like little stories like that and then putting those out really kind of, I don't know, it just makes me like really happy. And then I did this one story on this college kid. His dad shot himself. yeah, he lost his dad, but then he gained a daughter. So, I mean, he got a girl pregnant. Now he has a daughter.
Uh-huh.
But
This a high
just
school
doing like
kid?
those type of sports. Oh no. This is a college kid.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
keep going.
But no, I mean, just doing stories.
And,
What'd you
and
say?
Corey Willis, one of the guys on, he said you got a nice sunroof. I'm not gonna tell you what kind of car she got over there, Corey. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
cut
tell you.
it out.
I'm not gonna tell you what she do, man. Little young whippersnapper. But but I am so proud of you, and you let us know
Thank
when you get
you.
to your destination, and and we'll let you go. I don't I know you got an appointment. She going to get her eyebrows arched, y'all. Whatever them women do to themselves.
Eyelash is done.
Eyelashes, whatever y'all get. How long
Eyelashes.
did that take? Well, let's talk about that. This Women Rock Wednesday. So what do they do to your eyelashes?
It's just like lash extensions, make them pop.
So you go, you know what? Hey, y'all, hey, y'all, guess what she doing? She getting ready for the national championship game on Monday.
You know it. Glad you know it. I gotta be on point. Get my hair done tomorrow.
I
Look.
love it. Wait a minute. You gonna get your hair? Your hair look done already.
It's just curly.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I'm getting it straightened.
okay, you get straight. Oh, okay. And Nicole, I did want to ask you a question too. The young lady, were you familiar with the young lady who was in the plane crash, the LSU?
Yeah,
Were you familiar with her?
I actually knew her. So
What?
I met her. Yeah, I met her. She's like 30, so she kind of like was helping me out with a lot of my work and stuff. So yeah, I met her my like second month there. My co-anchor actually introduced me to her because he's been there longer. So he introduced me to her, and she would like help me out. I'd send her my work, and she was always like, I saw her at the state championship game. That was a week before she died.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, "Oh my God, call me next week because we need to talk." And da da da.
Wow.
I didn't get to call her, and then we look on Twitter. We're all at the LSU game when they played OU, and we're like Carly died. Like what? So everyone, the station that actually works with her, the two sports anchors, they like looked devastated.
Oh yeah.
But they knew they had to still go out and turn some packages. So they regrouped. Yeah, no, like seriously, they regrouped in like 10 minutes. They took a little, breather.
Right.
10 minutes, they went back out and turned 3-4 packages. Yeah.
Hey, Nicole, tell us what you mean now, because there's some people out here from the
I'm
street
sorry.
talking about turn some
My bad.
packages. Could you
My bad.
explain us laymen's what turn a package means?
Yeah, meaning like, do a story on the game or things like that. But they actually had one of their news reporters there doing a story on Carly. Like they had to put a whole montage together, which is like a whole bunch of videos. Yeah, they had to do a whole bunch of videos of her like, anchoring and stuff like that because they were trying to, do a tribute to her. And so at the Saints game, they actually had a tribute to her. At the LSU game, they had like a seat saved for her in the press box. Yeah, like it's yeah.
Unbelievable. And
It was
add some. Do me a favor, put it in context, because a lot of people might not know what happened, and tell the people right now. I'll let you tell the story. What happened with Carly, and because it broke my heart. Tell what happened, and tell the connection with the LSU football team. Her connection with the football team.
Yeah, so she was heading to the LSU game because her husband is Sam Emsinger Jr.'s. That's her husband. Okay. So she was heading to the LSU game on a small plane out of Lafayette, and she wasn't going to get on the flight. This one lady actually gave up her seat because she knew that Carly was really in a rush to get there, and her husband was actually supposed to pick her up and drive her to the game, but he couldn't get off work. She apparently had like called him like twice. He missed her calls. She sent a text saying, "I love you." A minute later, the plane crashed. Like after it took off. Wow. Yeah, and 5 of the people that were on the plane died out of the 6. So there's only 6 people on that small plane.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And you knew
Yeah.
her. And you know what? That put life in a whole new perspective for you.
Yeah.
You know how people talk about, I'll talk to you next week. I'll call you next week. Let's hook up. Man,
Yeah.
hey man, cherish these moments you have with people because you never know. You
Yeah. And
never
it was
know.
their second. This is their second. This is their second reporter at that station that's died in a plane crash.
Wow.
They lost someone in, I think it was August. They lost a news reporter. She was doing a story on like the planes in that area,
Mhm.
and the plane crashed.
Guess what, Nicole? We got Roger Brown is on the air. Roger says she covers my hometown school, Peabody High School, and
Yes,
knows my
sir.
son, Kyle Brown.
Yep.
Okay, all right, okay, all right, okay. Look at
I
Roger. I like
yep.
that, Roger. Yeah,
I
but
do cover Peabody. Their basketball team is dope. They're number one in Sinlaw. Well, in Louisiana, really.
okay. What they better not come up here and mess with none of the Houston teams.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Yeah, I always talk about stuff on our sports night show.
Uh-huh.
I be like, yeah, but I mean, if all these football teams and basketball teams come, they gonna get drove. They like, no, they're not. Yes, they are. They
Okay.
will.
Have you pulled in the parking lot yet?
I'm literally pulling in like 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, guess what? Thank you so much. I mean, you've made my day. You know, I called you at the last minute because guess what? Look here, y'all. I called her at the last minute. Last night, Jimmy called me late last night and told me about his family's loss. And matter of fact, Nicole, Jimmy does a weekly TV segment on TV. So they're gonna film the TV segment
Oh,
early
really?
today. Oh, she's off. She got off the air.
I'm sorry. No, I'm still here. I just had to text my last lady I'm here.
Okay,
Sorry.
text the last lady you here. Yeah. So that's back to everybody who's wondering. That's Nicole Hutchinson, uh, former intern for the Chop Shop. Now she's doing big things down in Louisiana, Alexandria, Louisiana. On what's the name of it? Give me
KLB.
KALB. Okay,
Yep.
and she down there moving packages. What you call it, pack?
It's turning packages. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah. But thank you so much. We love you. Hey, and when you come back, we're gonna bring you back on Women Rock Wednesday. We're gonna always bring you back. But today you rock, and you always
Thank
rock with
you.
us. But today we got a tribute to you. Shout out to you. Have fun. Let me know what's going on down at the national championship game. Okay?
I will.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
All right. Bye. That is unbelievable, y'all. Let me get a young lady that think about it, man. Came on the Chop Shop and now I'm like a proud like Jimmy said, I'm like a proud pappy over here because I'm so proud of her. Uh, yeah, but hey, think about this. In their industry, when you do stories, you're moving packages. We learned something today. Terrence Minion is on the Chop Shop today. Yes, today. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. One of the most feared basketball players in Memphis. Forget all the other guys you hear about. One of the most feared basketball players in the history of Memphis, Terrence Minion. And Joe Pullen from Memphis is on the Facebook feed. I see Bobby Benjamin is on the feed. Now, let's get back to business. Back again, let's shout out. I mean, prayers up to Jimmy and his family. He's gonna call in some kind of way. He's gonna reach us. They're filming as we speak the Sports Zone, the segment that you will see this weekend on TV. Because he's not gonna be here tomorrow. He's going out of town. For the funeral. He has they filming the show a little bit earlier today, but it's a lot of stuff. Happened happening last night, man. I mean, it's Women Rock Wednesday. Anthony Davis, y'all, took a tumble last night. You know, and I don't know if you saw the game, or if you saw it, he immediately started pounding the floor. I started to have that that highlight reel up for you, but I didn't get it. But let me tell y'all something. Terrence Minion and Joe, you know, a couple of weeks ago, you know, we had a discussion on Jimmy and I, a heated discussion about uh, about the impact of some players, and I was just talking about. You know, some players just not doing it for me in the NBA. Some players not. And then I mentioned this kid, John Morant. And Jimmy, you know, he went talking about he didn't need John Morant wasn't this. John Morant, I said, man, let me tell you something. I just don't watch that much basketball. I watch highlights and I watch bits and pieces of it. John Morant is must see TV, and he plays for my hometown, Memphis, the Memphis Grizzlies. This young man who just a week ago, you know, I mean, Jimmy, I'm gonna take a light on him today, but Jimmy, you know, kind of, well, he ain't this and he ain't this because he tried to compare him to other players. But I think he's the favorite to be the rookie of the year. You know, I don't know any other rookie that's out there doing this like this young and people. Memphis are not always on national TV. Do me a favor, Google, or go and give him a chance because he's becoming one of those guys that when you go to the arena and you're watching him play, you pick up a box of popcorn, Minion, and you just sit back and watch Ja do his thing. Uh, you know, somebody tweeted yesterday said he must be a grade exception because the boy played like an NBA vet. And you got to see him, the pace that he played in the game. I mean, you have to watch it. And another team that I'm keeping my eye on is, let me tell you something, and let me tell you what Memphis in the standings. Because you remember last week we said, hey, Memphis not that good. Guess what? Memphis is now in the standings. This was supposed to be a team that should tank, or a team that poor ownership, poor market city. Let me explain something to you about Memphis. Great city. That's why I was born. Uh, Small market city. They told me, it has some statistics. The LA Lakers TV package income that they get, you know, from TV, one day, 1%, I think one day of money for one day that the Lakers get is more than all the money that the TV market in Memphis get per year. I mean, it's astronomical how this small market team with a couple of good draft picks, Jaren Jackson, and this kid Dylan Brooks, that's playing well. But they are in the ninth spot, right behind the San Antonio Spurs right now. They are half a game out of that spot in the Western Conference. Hey, let me tell y'all something. Do me a favor. Uh, uh, you know, watch the game. Watch this game and just tell me what you think. So what else I got? Todd Holmes said, "Man, UGA gave Kentucky fits." Yeah, but guess what? Kentucky. If anybody's seen the game last night, Georgia played Kentucky last night. Todd Holmes had mentioned it on the air. Tyrese Maxey gave UGA a fit. Think about this, y'all. Tyrese Maxey played against Anthony Edwards last night. Y'all tell me who had the better game. Let me take Nicole off the screen because I'm not Nicole Hutchinson, and I want to thank everybody. Y'all tell me what happened. Carrie Holmes said, "Ja is starting to be must-see TV." Thank you, Carrie. And Carrie, I've had the advantage of watching them a lot more because, hey, I'm from Memphis. So I'm going to watch Memphis basketball a little bit more. That's why I was John Morant must see TV. But this Tyrese Maxey guy is, you know what's so unique? And y'all can help me out a little bit. Tyrese Maxey from Dallas. I don't know the name of the school he played for up there, but I remember him being, I remember him playing at one point for the Houston Hoops. Then he went back and played for the Dallas team. Can somebody clear that up for me? Because I saw that last night. Last night, and check that out for me. But let me tell you something. And before I go any further, I would like to have a special tribute, shout out, and congratulations to L.J. Cryer. He scored. Terrence Minion, Joe Pullen, y'all help me with this, and anybody else around the country. I should have asked Nicole this question. L.J. Cryer scored his 3,000th point last night. I happened to be there. I'll put it up on the screen. I don't know about y'all. 3,000 points is a lot of points. That's him. Last night they had a banner for him outside. They had a banner for him outside, and saying congratulations, L.J. Cryer. Jimmy told y'all the other night, he's must-see TV, a young man. Reggie Borland, what's up, baby? Yeah, I'm at home. Yeah, Reggie, you live in Atlanta. I don't know. Is a kid down there in high school, somebody that scored 3,000 points is a lot of points. And I wish Jimmy was here because I know he know the history of high school basketball here. But that's a lot of points. To your high school basketball players, on the air, how many points? That's a lot of points, Minion. I think I remember my son, I don't know, he might have scored 2,200, 25. I don't know. I know it was in the 2000s. But see, LJ, it was unique. He got to play as a freshman. And, got to play as a freshman. To score points like that, he had 32 last night, y'all. And it was like, I think he was seemed like a little under the weather. But it was an unbelievable night for him. So shout out to his mom, Mika, Lionel, the Coach Turner over there. And that program, they're getting geared up, and I got a chance to see Eddie Lampkin. To the people who are not in the Houston area, Eddie Lampkin and L.J. Cryer attends Morton Ranch High School in Katy, Texas, in Houston. To the people, not in Houston. But Eddie Lampkin was on the bench. He's on crutches. He looked good. He was at the game. It's something else, but 3,000 points. So if y'all get a chance, get to his social media. That's a heck of a feat for a young man. And I was looking at, since I'm on high school basketball, guess what I did? I'm gonna talk a little bit because Jimmy has his, he's not, Jimmy is the high school basketball guru. I'm gonna let you know, Terrence Minion and Joe Pullen, y'all from Memphis. But we got a man here that my co-host, he ain't on the show, so I can talk about it, that he published a magazine every year. You remember the Street and Smith magazine long time ago? I remember being a young man. I used to rush to the newsstands so I can get the Street and Smith magazine to see who the top colleges, who the best players for upcoming season. This guy, Jim Hicks, y'all, he publishes a magazine for Houston, Texas. It's called The Magazine, DA Magazine. This year model and this last year model. And in this book have so much information about getting a scholarship. They even have, he even on page 66, and the reason I remember 66, because Jimmy always take me there, he got a college section that's talked about Texas-based players that are currently on D1 rosters. So he done went, y'all, to every college and got 3 or 4 pages that he looks out and talk about the Texas players that are on the D1 rosters. And I just like to have a shout out to him today. Him and his family going through a loss today. But let me tell you something. He is not going to let me be on this show all day by myself. So, a matter of fact, I got another guest gonna be on shortly. I'm gonna try to reach him right now as I'm speaking. But let me run down some news that that we can talk about. Um, let's get back to Anthony Davis because my guest, I want to talk to him about another subject. Let's get back to Anthony Davis, y'all. What is that going to do for the Lakers? Are the Lakers in trouble? What you think? All your Lakers fans, your Chris Walkers of the world. What has LeBron James got to do? What has LeBron James got to do to keep these guys afloat? Jeremy Cunningham. Tell me what's Jeremy Cunningham just came on the feed. Dr. Newsom. What does he have to do to keep these to keep them afloat? I mean, Anthony he said we're in trouble if it's long term. Did y'all happen to see the injury? And I thought I did. I thought I did it, but I did. But back, I thought I put it on the air, but it was a unique injury. Let me explain the industry. Let me explain the injury to you. I'm sorry. Let me explain the injury to you. If you haven't seen it, Julius Randle came in for a slam. Okay, Julius Randle from Texas, from the Dallas area, and Anthony Davis went over to block the shot. When he didn't get the block, he ended up basically horizontal in the air. Okay? Imagine yourself, okay, horizontally in the air, off the ground by 3 or 4 feet, and landing flat on your behind, more on your right side, on your back side, right? On your tailbone. Okay? It's a painful thing. I've landed but not like that, but I don't jump that high. And he landed on. He's not the most. He don't have that many bricks in his back pocket that much anyway. But the X-rays were negative. Nothing was broken. He's got what they call the medical term a bruised sacrum, which is the lower part of the spine. But that's not. But that's not the only Anthony Davis news. I gave y'all some news yesterday that he declined his extension. He could have signed an extension yesterday for $149 million, and he turned it down because he he feel if he wait to July. I'll give y'all some scenarios for him. If he wait because he's been an all-star, because he's been all of this, everything. If he wait to July, he can get this 5-year, $200 million. 200-some million. But if he just sign a new deal, one of those 2 years and then opt out in one deal, they call it 2-in-1s, that means he would have did 10 years of service in the NBA. So then he would be eligible for the Supermax, which would be about $140, $150 million. So it's a unique thing. Madonna, thank you. North Shore running back have been released from the University of Georgia. I'm reading off Madonna Johnson. It's Women Rock Wednesday. So if it's a woman say something on the Facebook feed, I'm going to put everything I say on the back burner to see what she said. And all Madonna said is North Shore running back Zach Evans have been released from the University of Georgia. And his letter of intent, he said, I bet he regret the bad decisions. But Madonna, I got a question for you. And somebody, get Odyssey, I didn't text him today. When did he sign with Georgia? I never heard, it was never a press conference. It was, when did he secretly sign with Georgia? What's up, Jay Jackson? What? Madonna, could you help me? Anybody? Tamika, what's up? Tamika O'Neal is on Facebook. I'm just curious. I just want to know, when did he when did he sign with Georgia? I didn't see no hat. So he got to remember, he the number one running back in the country. I didn't see a ceremony. I didn't see that. I mean, so that's somewhat we got to think about that. We got to think about that. I'm still trying to reach my guest. Give me 1 second. Let me text him. See, y'all. Let me tell you something. This stuff is funny. Doing it uh, uh, by myself. Hey, don't tell him I told y'all this, but I appreciate Jimmy a lot more because Jimmy is great at filling the time while I research and work on all the behind the scenes stuff. He just texted me and say he picking up a rental car at the Galleria. He'll be dropping. He go chop, and then he gonna be. He just said, "Look at I speak him up. I speak him up. Hold up. Let me text him back right quick." But he said he gonna be there. Jimmy don't want to miss this chop shop. But where else I want to go today? I got so many topics, but I wanted to share this one topic with y'all. My guest, I just tried to call him. I'm gonna call him one more time. I'm gonna let him know I just tried to call him. It's Tyrone Irvin from the Soapbox Heroes. I wanted him because I want to explore. Uh, I want Michelle Phillips is on the line. It's Women Rock Wednesday. You see what she's doing to me, Michelle. I'm not gonna get into that with you right now. I'm trying to do a show, but we're gonna get into this unique topic about these black coaches and black NFL coaches, and I saw something interesting from Marvin Lewis in an article this morning. And I want to share that with you.
From the Soapbox
I want
Heroes.
to share that with you very
I wanted
shortly.
him.
Well,
I
guess
want
what?
to
Without further
explore.
ado, hey, let me tell y'all something. I met this young man.
I want Michelle Phillips is on the line. It's Women Rock Wednesday.
Hey, man,
you see what she's
turn
doing to me.
turn your stuff
Michelle,
down in the
I'm not
background.
gonna get into that with
I
you
got
right
to
now. I'm
mute
trying
him.
to do a
I got to mute him a little bit so we can't hear it. Turn it down, Tyrone. But
about these black coaches.
Tyrone, you got to turn the
black
show down.
NFL coaches. And I saw something interesting from Marvin Lewis in an
I guess
article.
he can't hear me. Tyrone.
And I want to share that with you from the Soapbox Heroes.
You know what, y'all? I'm gonna have to mute him in some way. Let me figure out a way to mute him because he is not paying attention to what the heck I'm talking about. Yeah. I hope y'all can't hear it.
I got to mute him a little.
I muted his mic.
We can't hear it.
I hope y'all
Turn it
can
down,
hear it.
Tyrone.
Tyrone, you're messing up my show.
About these black coaches. Tyrone, you got to turn that
Let me
down.
just get him off, man.
NFL coaches.
I don't have no sound on.
Yeah, can you hear me? Some kind of way we got a feedback. We got a feedback from you. Well, figure it out, and I'll call you back. Yeah, I had to get him off, y'all. He can't be messing up the show. he got all that equipment. But let me talk about. You know, we had 4 coaching vacancies in the NFL this year, and all the coaches were filled. We had one minority hire in Ron Rivera. He went to Ron Rivera went to. Y'all help me out. Where did Ron Rivera go? It's killing me. It's slipping me right now because I'm thinking about so many things. But Ron Rivera, he got hired. You know, he's of I think might be an Indian descent. I don't know what Hispanic. I don't know what he is. But no African American coaches were hired in this cycle. We got 3 African American coaches in the NFL now. We got Mike Tomlin. We got Lynn in San Diego, and we got one more. And yeah, he went to the Redskins. Thank you, Trey Sharp. See, that's why I love y'all. Thank y'all. And because I'm thinking about so many things. And Marvin Lewis, and what happens, y'all? The Rooney Rule, the NFL has in place because they want to be able to be able to police themselves. Okay, so when they police them, so they put in this Rooney Rule that a black coach, a minority coach, whenever there's an opening for a GM, upper management, or a head coach job, I'm trying Tyrone Irving again. Whenever there's an opening, you have to interview a minority coach. Okay, so, but I picked up something today, man, from Marv Lewis, and I want y'all to share it. I want to talk to y'all about it. You know, because Marv Lewis, he said he was fine with the interview process in the job, in the coaching, but he said some key, and I'm trying to get down there to it. I'm trying to find it because he said, you keep beating your head up against the wall, but I will say it, and I will say it again. This is somebody's business. Talking about the owners. This is somebody's franchise. And nobody is going to tell them who to hire, Lewis said. But he did come back and said, but if we can just somehow open the process up to provide more opportunities. He said, then that'll show. But and yeah, Kerry Holmes said the Rooney Rule is a joke. But Kerry, I'll just say the Rooney Rule is a start. Because you got to hear this, Kerry. Kerry, is anybody going to come to your business and tell you who to hire? Kerry, I just want to ask. Stephen Woods, is anybody going to come to your business? Trey Sharp, Trap Sharp, is anybody going to come to your business and tell you who to hire? Marquessa Carter, you're a business owner. Is you going to let anybody come in your business and tell you who to hire? So I'm torn, okay? Because I understand the workforce is 70 to 80% black, but the ownership is almost 100%. You know, I think Chad Khan is another nationality. I think it's a lady and her husband. She is of Asian descent that owns one of the teams. Dr. Newsom. And one thing, and y'all got to help me with this now. And one thing, hold up, let me try Tyrone one more time. I'm gonna see, can I get him? Tyrone, can you hear me?
Hey.
Okay, sounds a lot better. You tried to get all fancy, and I'm gonna bring you. Welcome. Let me give you a little history about Tyrone Irving. Tyrone Irving, I met him at the radio station. What is K? 102.5, and he was a guy that just came in, and we just clicked. He is the founder of the Soapbox Heroes. He's been on the show before. When we had the Blue Jeans app, he was the one that we used his Blue Jean app to broadcast to y'all when we got away from the other station until we were able to upgrade and find out about the software we're on now. So this guy has been instrumental. He's like another member of the Chop Shop. I'm always bouncing things off him. And I let him tell you a little bit about himself, but I just wanted to bring him in because Tyrone Irving, Soapbox Heroes, I'm talking about this African-American coaches. I'm talking about the black coaches. I ain't talking about minority coaches. I'm talking about we in a situation where we got a young guy, 38 years old, got hired by the New York Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrone Irving, the New York Giants, that's the media capital of the world.
Yeah, definitely. And with little experience, and he gets hired so soon. And I think that's the problem. That's where a lot of the angst come, because when it comes to black coaches, it seems like the standard is so high. And when we talk about the Rooney Rule, it's a rule, but it's not it's a rule with no end game. It's just saying that you have to interview a coach.
Yes.
Right.
But Tyrone, really and truly, me knowing this industry, that's a plus.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least you get interviewed. We used to didn't even get interviewed.
Okay.
So an owner would never have a chance to meet Tyrone. An owner might meet me and like me when he meet me, but if he hear what these guys say about me, all right, he might not like me. You follow me? But if I get in there and get him in a meeting with him, like the young guy, what his name, Joe Judge, they said he blew them away.
Right. Well, that is good that you get a chance to get an interpersonal relationship with the owners and people that hire, and you couldn't do it previously. But the only thing that I worry about is it being used as just an excuse to say, well, look, we did it, but we don't really have to hire anybody, because if it's not turning over any numbers to where it's represented and people getting hired, in a number that's at least, I don't think that it has to be all the way on the same lines as the percentage of numbers of black players in the NFL, but at least let's get some numbers in there, it's minuscule at this point.
You know what I would like?
Mm-hmm.
I would like for black coaches to be, first of all, in these positions like offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, instead of the running back coach. See, in other words, in the positions, it's certain position coaches that they be promoted more quickly.
Right.
Instead of saying in the same position. I'm thinking about my boy Aaron Glenn. You remember him? Went to A&M, played, brilliant mind. Y'all listen to me. This is not just a football player. Brilliant mind. He works with the New Orleans Saints. I don't know his capacity now, but me knowing his mind, it's more. See, what I'm really trying to say, Tyrone, it's a sensitive subject because I know a few of these guys.
Right.
And Keenan McCardell, brilliant mind. But I'm watching this Soapbox Heroes, okay?
Okay.
The people you allowed to help run your show and do your stuff, most of the time, these are people what? You know and have come in contact with, right?
Absolutely. Or somehow know how to contact me, but it's the interpersonal relationship.
But they're in your sphere of influence, right?
Right, absolutely.
So, a lot of these black coaches are not in these coaches' sphere of influence.
Well, that's true, but then we have let's see, Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy.
Okay. But how many times he's hung out with the owner?
With the owner, I can't
that's
give.
That's what y'all don't understand. The owner, the one make the decision, Tyrone.
That's true, but
if I don't hang out with the owner, how he's gonna know me?
But it's still up to the owner. And I'm not saying the rule is bad. I give credence that the rule is good. I'm just saying, is the rule having any turnover? It's a good rule that you have to interview, you have to interview minority coaches. But giving somebody an interview and giving them a job, a tangible job, doesn't always correlate. So I'm just saying, I want to see it correlate more. I want to see them interviews become more head coaching jobs.
So you would like to, and me personally, y'all, let me show you where I stand. Robert Hatter, so nobody would get it tricked. I would like to see this process refined, the Rooney Rule, in a different way so that you can give these guys more opportunities. That's all I want. I want the owner. See, you got to understand, all of these owners are rich, old billionaires who grew up in what era? The Jim Crow era. Let's call it what it is.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
These are the guys that's on these teams.
Right.
What Jerry Jones said, my boy's gonna stand up for the flag. Let me button my shirt up. Hold on. You're gonna make me come out of my shirt today.
Well, that's what Jerry said. But look, it goes beyond this. It's even college football. College football is what, 50% black,
Oh, it's
80%
worse.
black coaches. This is something that's not just the NFL.
It's worse. But today, we're talking about the NBA. It's worse. But guess what? The college coaches, they don't have a fist polish alliance. And y'all, let me tell y'all something. These go hand in hand. The Rooney Rule is where, in case you're just coming on the show, it's where each team, if there's an opening in a GM, upper management, head coach position, a minority candidate. You see how I am?
There you go.
Interviewed, okay? And then they got this thing called a Fitz-Pollard Alliance that should oversee this process. But let me tell y'all something. And Mr. Tyrone and Mr. Kevin Freedman and Mr. Claude Thomas, if you own this team and you got the guy that you want, you know the guy who you want because you done met him. Because he what? In your sphere of influence. In your sphere of influence. You follow me? He's in your sphere of influence.
I follow you.
So I'm a billionaire now.
Okay.
I'm an old Jim Crow billionaire.
You old white man with the money. We got you.
Okay.
I got you.
You think I'm going to let you tell me who I need to hire? Let me tell you what somebody tweeted yesterday.
Okay.
Hold on. They said, somebody's tweet, I should have wrote the name down. They said the NFL blackball Kaepernick. Hold up. Y'all got to help me with this phone and tell me why. Anthony Weston, I'm glad you're on the show, man. I miss you. They said the NFL blackball Colin Kaepernick, right? For protesting on the behalf of black folks. This is somebody's tweet, not Robert Hatter's words. And y'all think they give a damn about upholding the Rooney Rule regarding black and coaches' jobs mattering in the league? The NFL knows that black folks in the NFL won't do SHIT. Cap was their confirmation. Wow.
Well, that tweet has a lot of validity to it. That sounds like something that I would say. That sounds like something I would say. The league, that's what I mean. I do understand that the rule gives people an opportunity to get ingratiated with these people. But like you said, these are old guys that were raised in the Jim Crow era. Just because you're ingratiated also doesn't mean they're going to hire you based on your talent either. And so I would rather just let's do it. It's hard to say we could judge something that's talent-based when talent is subjectable to the person that's hiring. But it has to be something to where some type of guidelines that could be added to where these interviews equal more jobs. Or try to create something and stop complaining about, somebody else's table. That's it too.
I love when you say that because it's sometimes people don't understand my plight with this thing, but I looked at you, I'm sitting here watching, not just, see, the coaches are visible.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how Robert Hatter is, because I deal with these guys sometimes in the front offices.
Right.
Well-paying jobs, the lawyers, the general counsels.
Absolutely.
Most of them are white too.
Yeah, and most of it goes even further than that. Most of the agents that players sign with, the agencies be white.
I didn't say that, y'all. Tyrone said that.
I have a little bit of experience with the two. Most of the people that, if you go to the NFL or the NBA or MLB, they have certain money marketers and stuff that they want to point you to. Those are also people that, really may not, be of a darker pigment. I'll put it like that. And but it's set up like that. But oftentimes, when it comes down to it, I'll be honest with you, even with the Rooney Rule, it doesn't matter because it's not something that you own. It's not something that you're a part of. And so trying to ask somebody else to fix your problem when it really don't affect them, is really almost asinine because they're not going to. That's obvious.
So what you're saying to me is we got a bunch of millionaires in it, but no power.
None at all. Well, they're only
we give
billionaires.
our power. You know, my son works in New York in a firm, and I'm sitting there. I know a lot of top law firms up in New York, and you go and have hundreds of lawyers, hundreds of lawyers, no black partners.
For
no
what?
black associates. Yo, this ain't nobody going there tell them you got to hire.
No.
You got to hire nobody.
No. And even in the day, it'll be Heimamir and Smith and Associates. Their name is on there. And so we live in a capitalistic democracy, sort of, but it's up to them who they hire. Yeah. And so we could put rules to where they got to interview a certain amount of people, but it's just like anything else, Hatter. If I go over your house, I can request what I want to eat for dinner, but it's really up to you. It's your house.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. So if you really wanted something in my house, let's find a solution. We know the problem. How would you try to get me to give it to you in my house? What would you do? What would you do to try to get me to do what you want me to do in my house? Because you can't come and tell me. How would you come about doing that?
Well, I would ask you, and if you didn't want to do it, I would just go home and eat in my own house. But in this situation, when we're talking about sports, the athletes have the leverage. So you want me in your house.
What leverage the athletes have? Tell me what leverage the athletes have.
They're the tangible commodity. Nobody's going to a game to watch the owners. If an owner wore regular clothes and walked up the street, 75% of the people in the country wouldn't have no clue who that person was.
Players have popularity. I don't know if they have leverage. Because if they had leverage, that collective bargaining agreement wouldn't be the worst in North American sports. So they don't have leverage because of the shortness of the years that each one of them might play. You got to understand, you got a brother that play in this league. You know he ain't got no leverage.
But look, it's collective that you have leverage, but leverage is also understanding you have leverage. If you don't understand you have leverage, then you don't understand it's not going to work.
What should the players do with their leverage?
The union could put their foot down more about certain things and not give in so easily.
So guess what the owners will say? Well, guess what? I'll lock you out, Tyrone. If you don't like it, I'll lock you out. And guess what? I'm still getting paid and you ain't.
Well, you know what? They'll stop getting paid too. That's why I say as a collective. It'll only work as a collective.
During a lockout, the owners get paid by the TV market, whether it's a TV game on there. You know why?
Okay.
They get their money up front in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, from the TV deal. So they got that money. But they also are on the hook for making sure they could get another TV deal. That's also a big part.
I understand. But guess what?
And so if they want that other TV deal, if the players collectively realize their power, they'll realize that they'll do anything for another TV deal as well. That's their money.
But the unique thing about the NFL, why they're going to always win, because they got this thing called a FAN. Fanatic. Fans are fanatic. They can lock out. They can do all of that. And as soon as they come back, you know what? America, they love their football, man. America. But let me give the people who don't know, let me give you some stats on the coaches. There's 32 NFL teams, right?
Right.
3 black coaches. Okay. There's roughly 128 Division I programs, because you mentioned that a minute ago.
Yeah.
128, 11 black coaches. Hold up. I'm not gonna mention. I'm gonna let you finish on that one. I'm not gonna. Hey, I'm not gonna mention the laughable numbers at the D2 and the D3 is worse.
Wow.
Eric Bieniemy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. Can't get a head coach job, but a position coach for the Pats. Get hired by a cornerstone franchise. Welcome y'all to 2020. I'm thinking about Lovie Smith. You remember Lovie?
Yeah.
He's not an NFL coach, right? One of the most talented and beloved coaches that players that I represent said they ever played for.
Right.
He can't even get a sniff. They ain't even brought him in for a coach. He's still up there in Illinois. But Freddie Kitchens, Cliff Kingsbury, who had a losing record at Tech,
Mm-hmm.
are legitimate head coaching options. The owners know what they're doing, y'all.
They absolutely know what they do and they also and giving them a rule to where they just have to interview somebody gives them plausible deniability as well. I understand, somebody being able to get in front of the owner and dazzle, but come on, we got to talk about somebody's capability as well. But it's almost like the quarterback. How long did they say that black quarterbacks wouldn't
Of
be
course,
smart
wasn't
enough
intelligent
or
enough.
intelligent enough to be quarterbacks? And so even when they tried to, I read somewhere Adrian Peterson had mentioned that he thought Eric Bieniemy would be a great head coach. I've heard players say that about Eric Bieniemy for years. So if that's something that is said amongst players,
I
the
got a
owners.
question for you.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he don't interview well. Have we ever thought about that? You can have
Very
all
well.
the talent in the world now.
Okay.
People
But
got
interview
to
them.
like you, man.
Well, you know what?
No.
They
You
don't
can
have to
have,
like
listen to
you.
me.
Let me give an example.
Okay.
Antonio Brown, when AB just had a tryout a couple weeks ago. We know the owners don't like him. They're going to go on skill. If you could help a team, come on, this is the NFL. If you could help a team.
They tried him out and sent his ass home.
Well, because they might know that he's going to be on the exemption list and they can't get him yet, but it's still a look. Like you said, the look is what matters, right? And so if they like you enough, if they think you're going to win, they don't care about liking you. So, not interviewing well is different.
Okay. I'm glad Troy is on the air. And Troy, notice what I say. You got to understand, Troy, I'm a deep thinker. Okay? And I just don't say what people want me to say.
Mm-hmm.
I got a show to do, Troy. And notice the words I said, maybe. You know it's your brother. Maybe he don't. Because Tyrone just said, players love him. Players tell me they love him. I say I'm telling you, you didn't say that when I say he need to get a job. I'm trying to figure out maybe he don't. Maybe they don't like him.
They might not.
Y'all got to realize.
They might.
I've been in situations. I've been blessed to fly around the world and be around the world. Troy. I've seen people with less talent win out because the person liked the person. The person that's all qualified and super duper qualified. It's unbelievable. Ty Law, Charles Woodson, two of my closest people in my sphere of influence. They said, no way Eric Bieniemy don't have a job. Robert, he gets it. And guess what else Eric Bieniemy has going for him? The Andy Reid tree.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Reid, Doug Peterson, he promoted him to something. I forgot what he promoted him to. So he can see, these coaches are smart. They promote you to a certain position so you can go to the next level. Doug Peterson got the Philly job and took them where? To the Super Bowl and won. Harbaugh was the special teams coach. He promoted him. And he doing pretty good at Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You follow me? So I'm sitting there saying, so you got the offensive coordinator. Offensive coordinator is the best, is the top of the line, man. That's what people hiring. What is happening in these interviews that these people are overlooking Eric Bieniemy? See, what I don't like the way they're doing Eric Troy, to me, they're using him as the first guy to interview. Let's interview Eric. Let's interview Eric. Everybody, let's interview Eric. Let's interview Eric. Oh, offensive coordinator. Let's interview. When one of y'all gonna say, hey? And I'm gonna tell you, Troy, some of these jobs that I don't want Eric to have. I really don't want Eric to go to Cleveland. You know why? I don't like Baker Mayfield. I saw the way he did Hugh Jackson when Hugh left. I don't want him to go there. I would have loved. Guess what? I wouldn't have wanted him to go. This is just me and my druthers. I wouldn't have wanted him to go to New York because New York gonna tie his ass up.
And New York is one of those teams to where, if he didn't do good, that'll be used to hold other people back later down the line.
Because that's the media capital of the world. Hey, and y'all got to realize the narrative that's been painted about our athletes, about our quarterbacks, about our offensive coordinators, about us. I had the unique advantage of going into a press box.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
99.9% black, white. Go to the Rockets game. Instead of just going to be a fan sometime, go to the Rocket game, look at all the press row, look it up in the press box, look at. These are the guys that's writing about us. No wonder they gonna say, Lamar Jackson ain't this. Lamar Jackson ain't this. That's why we can't paint this narrative. Troy, that's why I'm coming on this air advocating about Eric Bieniemy. Because guess what? When 10 friends of mine that's been in the league tell me that man should have been an offensive coordinator, I believe them. I'm just trying to figure out what's making these owners say no. Why they ain't pulling the trigger?
Well, it could be that he doesn't interview well, but there's a lot of stuff. It can also be this. When white coaches leave a position or get fired, 14% of the time they get hired by another team the next year, right?
Right.
That's only 7% for minorities, which is 50% less. And then when you say minorities, that's not just blacks, that's throwing everybody in there. So if you probably want to slice that down in half for blacks. We don't even have the same retention. There's something that's going into it. But I think you touched on something earlier when you said, who are the owners? And so we always have to just come back to that. Even the amount of owners, you have one minority in Jacksonville, Khan?
Yeah, Khan.
And even the minority, if you're a minority with the majority leaning on you, sometimes you got to do what the majority wants you to do as well.
Of course.
So
you ain't going out there on your own.
It really doesn't work. And so, I do believe that there would have to be, the NFL needs pressure Without any pressure, they'll never have to acquiesce to
But
anything
pressure
because
from
they're untouchable.
where?
Pressure from the fans. And this is the thing too. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of laugh and I giggle when and I'm gonna say it when we talk about Colin Kaepernick. We talk about Colin Kaepernick, we're talking about the inequities that happen to one person, where we have a league that's literally discriminating on coaches, not just coaches. Go to a game and look around. Look at the cameramen. Look at the people behind the scenes. Look at the secretary for the GM and all these people. When you go and look, you're going to find out that it doesn't have nothing to do with you. But it don't. It don't. And instead of protesting or instead of being concerned about everything as a collective, we're concerned about one guy having a job. When there's a lot of people that are blackballed every single day in the NFL and they on the sideline, but they got a glass ceiling. And so, our focus of concern is it should be a little bit wider sometimes. I'll put it like that.
And I said it earlier. I'll never forget going to my, I've been an entrepreneur a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So corporate America, it's been in my rearview mirror a long time ago. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm blessed to live it through my son. I went to his office. I'll never forget this. I woke up and, security, you have security, go through security. Now, security, I think, security was black. Then I think it was a maintenance guy was black. But I went up into his office.
Okay.
I ain't see nobody that looked like him.
Nobody.
Excuse me, y'all. And me, as a dad, I pray every day.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, guess what I'm saying? He in a position of power. What if one of these white girls say something crazy?
Oh, yeah. In the words of a famous man I know, bango.
Dude, I pray. Y'all think this stuff, it ain't. I don't never sit back. Man, he'd have made it. He ain't made it till he got his own.
Absolutely.
I sent him up there to learn how they work and come back and bring it back to his people. But it's two people of color that are principal owners of these teams. Chad Khan, who is Pakistani American,
yeah,
and Kim Pagula, an Asian American who co-owns the Buffalo Bills with her husband.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So those are the two. I just want it. So guess what, y'all? Okay. All right. But I had something for you. I had something for you. Black coaches always have to prove themselves more to get a shot as a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Follow this road. The road to the top for black coaches is harder because the roads they have to take.
Right.
Okay. All right. Really, the lack of promotions too. They don't get promoted. I just said that, right? There are more black coaches coaching DBs and wide receiver, which is great. But follow me here, Troy.
Skill position.
The folks that become coordinators coach quarterbacks and linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo! Look. Hold up.
Uh-huh.
The folks that become coordinators become head coaches. So why haven't you hired Eric Bieniemy, who year and year, hold up, he coaches the last year's MVP, Patrick Mahomes, and he gets the credit. He works with that boy every day.
The offense too.
But he can't run your franchise. And guess what? I'm curious, Troy. Me and you gonna talk later, right? I'm just curious. I want to know, Eric's, me and you gonna get together. I want to understand his interview process. And maybe because I got people on the other side, maybe I can help. I want Eric, his next interview next year, to go in and blow somebody away. I want Eric, listen to me, y'all. I'm making a mandate today. I want Eric Bieniemy, y'all, we gonna talk this into existence. Next year, the owner gonna want him to spend the night at his house. Y'all,
All right.
you hear what I'm saying? This is my prayer. I want him to be so good. A Jerry Jones type, one of these rednecks, excuse me, Lord, one of these guys will have him come stay at his house tonight and put that contract on the table and say, Eric, you can't leave my house without signing that contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we got to be. Like Joe Judge, they told me the young guy had it like, he come in there like, bam, 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 bam. I'm gonna do this what I'm doing. He know everything about Saquon, he know everything about the owner, the owner's mammy. He knew everything about the Giants. Knew everything about the Giants. Listen to me, man. It's unbelievable that that would be my goal for Eric. He got to come and blow these folk. He talented. We're not talking about his talent.
So you're saying he got to come and have, if the interview is 1 to 100, he has to have 110.
Wow.
That's what I'm getting is you're saying his interview process has to be flawless and blow somebody out of their socks.
Got to be. Yep, Herb, you're right, you and I. But Herb, in this context I'm talking in, it's you and me. I know the King English. I know it real well. But in this you and I, Troy, we gonna have to sit down. Sister, we got somebody who want. I'm gonna leave you alone because I want to tear your head off right now, Herb. But I'm sitting here just talent-wise, this man resume is impeccable. And they will not. McKinley Singleton is on the line from Memphis. Mo, Black Mo. Let me tell you something, man. The bottom line, we got to put ourselves in a power that we own some things. Tyler Perry gave us a blueprint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry said, they telling me what I can't say on TV.
I'm gonna get my own stuff.
They don't want me at their table. I have to prepare and get my own table. I go build. I don't know what's gonna happen because we have a hard time getting AAU. We have all time event operators and AAU people and grassroots people to get together. Can you imagine if all these dudes had some money? You'll never get them together. So always remember, man, we got to put ourselves in a position where, and that's why Tyrone said it earlier, we give our power away, but we think we're gaining something. We give our power, and what I mean by, I sit there and watch Jerry Jeudy and his mama. Okay? Wide receiver for Alabama, top wide receiver in the draft. I see him and his mom go sign with Lee Steinberg, who had got out the business was just quit the business and came back.
Mm-hmm. He had
And
some things going on, had he?
yeah, I know, but guess what? But our black kids still go and give him power.
And he
And
came back at the top.
hold on. He was in that bound. He did a double do. Hold on. He double dipped in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
He also represent Tua.
Mm-hmm.
Tua, I know it, Herb. I'm just trying to get. I'm trying to get an important point out, Herb. I'm just trying. He also represent Tua of Samoan ascent, black. Care about all that Samoan, y'all. So Lee Steinberg has the power. Steinberg has more in common with the white owner that's not hiring Eric Bieniemy than, say, a Robert Hatter or something. See, that anytime I say this, the people just go crazy. But the white, they give us money. They do us. They do this for us. They do this.
They not doing nothing that nobody else wouldn't do for them. They just
Thank
put this
you.
position of power to be able to do it. Of course, they're gonna be able to give you more. They get more of you guys' check put together, and so collectively, you give them all the power.
Keep talking.
And then go say how they have more power.
Keep talking.
Because it's given to them. They are very capable of black people to do this stuff, even with the financial stuff, but they make them feel like it's more comfortable if they go with somebody white. And when they do that, you got to remember that you're paying these people. So when they're getting paid, they end up with more money, which means they have more power to do things. And so when your mind, when you feel like they could do more, it's because oftentimes we've gave them more of the opportunity. Of course, somebody with more opportunity could do more. Of course.
And guess what? I'm gonna tell you what Steinberg and probably told these people. Man, I'm gonna do your deal. Hold up. I'm gonna do your deal for nothing. I'm gonna do it for free. Hold up. He just wants you as a property, so he can have more power, y'all.
Yeah.
So he can get with his group of friends and they can buy another team. So it's going to be another group of our white men that own another team.
Yeah.
Not one of us, y'all. And I hate to get in this subject because this subject is so near and dear to my heart. And I just hope at one time in this generation, like somebody said the other day, like somebody said the other day, he said, yeah, just hire the black coach. And guess what? If he ain't good enough, fire his ass and hire another one. Don't just say black coaches can't coach.
You're done.
Because they can.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't get the same amount of opportunities. It's the law of averages. The more times that you give somebody the opportunity, the more chances you're going to have to succeed. And when we look at the numbers, we're not even getting rehired at the same numbers to get them opportunities.
Let me help you out a little bit. Some of these same black coaches, let me hit their ass right too.
Okay.
Some of these same black coaches that's crying, talking about this white man ain't getting them no job. They got white agents too. Now,
absolutely.
I'm finna drink some on that.
Well, some of your favorite people that do things in the name of pro-black, they got all white agents and all white agencies and all white lawyers around them too. And they're making all the decisions for them. And they go with white companies and they're sponsored by the same white people. And, I mean, being pro-black, it pays a lot of white people.
To anybody else who listening to this air, y'all got to hear my heart on this. I'm not mad at the white people. No, y'all keep doing what you're doing. I'm trying to learn from. I want to know what you do in them meetings that make these dudes like you so much. I just want to know what you do. I can give them some money. Excuse me, y'all. We can give them some money too. But I just don't want my relationship based on me giving you something. I just never been a John, and I never had to get a prostitute. So I don't know that feeling. I got to pay for you to lay with me.
Yeah, and too, I think a lot of it too, Hatter, is especially with athletes and people growing up when they're young, they get in these positions and they feel like, well, I don't want to get burned by somebody that look like me. But then they go on to figure out, well, hey, if I get burned, getting burned is getting burned, and good business
but
is
in
getting
2020, you don't have to get burned.
Right.
You don't have to listen to me, man. Ain't too many people getting burned. It's too many watchdogs out there now.
Mm-hmm.
Getting burned, dude. First of all, your agent shouldn't handle your money. So let me help y'all out. Let me give you 101. Tyrone is the agent. I am the money manager.
Okay? Right.
I am the financial guy. You need both of us. You need him to help you get the money.
Right.
And you need me to help you keep it.
Manage.
Okay?
Right.
First of all, Robert Hatter gonna tell you, Kelton Solomon, don't you let me and nobody else have power of attorney on your money. So that means every time I move your money, I have to have your signature anytime. Anytime something written out of this account, I never get, ask Penny, I told it, man, write every check out yourself. Oh, man, you do it for me. Oh, hell no. Write them out yourself. So guess what? You're going to have a visual of what's going out because you done what? Wrote it down.
Wrote it out.
You follow me? So I handle your money. And you're going to need both of us. You're going to need a guy to get you some money and a guy to help you keep it. So Tyrone should be, if Tyrone a good agent, he going to be watching me for you.
Right.
Listen, y'all, at no charge. I don't know about the rest of these guys because some of them charge y'all by the hour. Watch that charge by the hour stuff because it can get expensive. They'll charge you for a paper clip.
Mm-hmm.
They'll charge you for a phone call their secretary that made. I'm just telling you. So watch that. Just pay the percentage and get on out the way and quit trying to nickel and dime. Ray Allen. Shameless. Okay. So. But Tyrone, that's really how the thing. So you can't nobody burn you. Yeah, guess what? These guys spending their own money, man. Because guess what now, Tyrone? All I can do is advise him.
Right.
I can't make that dude not spend. All I can say, man, don't do this. You got a budget of this amount of money. If you want to be, because all I do is paint a picture where you want to be 10 years from now. Because always remember, NFL means not for long. Let's treat this first contract like it's your last. Okay?
Right.
Let's treat it like it's last. You know, these dudes, come on, man. You see these dudes.
Well, look, look, the whole thing is look, if you watch it, boom, 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 I'm sure it's like the streets. Because people don't realize, some of the most information you get is from other agents trying to steal you from your agent. So they want to see your paperwork so they can tell you everything your agent is doing wrong. So if you have a good one, he got to even be particular of other people that are going to, because that's what they do. They gonna come and try to say, well, let me see your contract.
And
let me see.
Never let nobody else see your contract.
But that's what they do.
Guess what? All he gonna
they gonna try to find a problem.
Because guess what? That's what the Players Association is for, Tyrone. The Players Association. Let's say you sign with me today. I have to fax that to the Players Association immediately.
Right.
So guess what? They looking over your deal.
Yeah.
You don't need no other nigga who trying to get somebody else's job looking over the deal.
No, you don't need them. And I'm just saying that's the competition. That's what people do. They get out there and they try to finagle real quick and they say, let me see you. Let me make sure he doing you right.
It's so funny. It's so funny out here, man. It's just You know what I found out though, and people with high profile kids, man, watch who you let come around your kid, man.
Yeah.
Cause we got a lot of guys out here just imparting their input in it, and they just in the damn way. We got
Yeah.
more people in the way now more than ever. They just in the way.
Yeah.
Running their mouth and cause they influencing your kid. Man, you need to do this. Man, you need to do no, man. You need to do this.
Yeah.
It's
And they're influencing your kid based on what's good for them as well. It's not even always mutually beneficial. Sometimes it's just more beneficial to that person. And so they'll tell your kid whatever it is your kid want to hear or need to hear to benefit that person the most. It's not always for your kid.
And we're talking about the top, and we understand that everybody is not going to be in this position. Most people on this Facebook feed is not going to be in that position. But to have a kid that good or that, my thing is, I just don't want another athlete, African American athlete, to be on ESPN in Sports Illustrated saying they ain't got no money and they broke.
Yeah.
And that's all I ever think about. I'm consistent. I just don't want. We can't sit here and complain about you're not getting a job, a black coach, you're not getting a job, with Jerry Jones not interviewing you, not wanting you, but you got a Jerry Jones representing you.
2 or 3. 2 or 3, and they relate to it perfectly well. Jerry Jones just don't want you.
And Poe Boom Boom Room, my Boom Boom Room, I can't talk to y'all right now because I'm facilitating the show. Man, y'all should be coming right now. Y'all done got me in one of these moves. I don't like to talk about this stuff, but if we're gonna talk about this thing,
let's be honest.
Let's quit giving our power away. Miss McDaniel, she got a long name. Damian, and it's 2 names. Damian and Tamika McDaniel. Oh, I like that. They husband and wife on the Facebook. When I get married, that's all I'm gonna have. Me and my wife name on the Facebook page.
Look,
I like that.
Let me say something real quick.
Okay.
A lot of people, when we have these conversations, they'll talk about how, well, the players make millions of dollars. All players don't make millions of dollars. That's not true. And also, the players may make a lot of money, but the owners aren't paying the players a lot of money because they like them. They're making them millionaires because those players are making the owners billionaires. If they could get around paying, if they could make the players play for free, they would. They just can't. So it's not like just paying the players because they like them.
Tyrone, I got to have a slight alternation. I got to have a slight retort of that one.
Okay.
Tyrone, that's how business works.
Absolutely.
The boss ain't gonna.
Absolutely.
Do you think? Hold up. Do you think Amazon guy, the truck just passed by here? Do you think he making as much as Jeff Bezos? Hell no.
No. But look, the thing is, at this point in time, Jeff Bezos is showing that man that's driving that truck more deference than the NFL owners are doing a lot with their players. What? So, I mean, we have to look at that too.
No.
I mean, and when we talk about the coaches, Jeff Bezos, are we having a problem with black people getting hired at Amazon? Because if we do, then we can say it's the same parallel. But we are having that problem with the NFL.
We don't know. I haven't looked at their upper management.
We have to look at it. Right.
See,
you're right. We have to look at it.
You're talking about the labor force. I'm talking about upper management when we're talking about the
yeah, we have to look at the numbers. But business, I agree, Heather. That's how business works. It's a capitalistic society.
I love you, Tyrone. If you work for me,
what it is.
I'm not paying your ass what I make if you're working for me.
I'm not saying you should. What I'm saying is because a lot of people get mixed up and they think that the owners are paying the coaches because paying the players a lot of money because they care about the players. Because, that's not because they care about them. It's because that's what it takes to make them more money. I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm just saying they're not doing it out. It's not the love of their heart.
No, everybody know that. But you know what? I hope if we have an economist on the
Mm-hmm,
air, on the Facebook feed, correct me if I'm wrong, because I just read this about a year ago. A while back, I don't know the exact, might be 64, right? 65. Right back in that era, the ratio from the high exec to the lower worker, okay,
mm-hmm.
to the labor was 25-1. Okay,
Uh-huh.
the boss made 25 more times more than the regular worker, right?
Uh-huh.
Guess what that number is now?
What is it, like 600%?
525-1.
That's what look. It applies all over, not just in the NFL. Look. They're not paying you because they like you. They paying you because they have to make more money. But that's what, going back to what I'm saying though about ownership, Hatter, is like the big three, Ice Cube's big three. Yeah. We haven't heard too much arguing about the national anthem and people standing up and this, that, and the third, because who has the power? Argument done. There's nothing to argue about. So as long as you don't have the power, you can keep asking, but if you don't get it, it's because you don't have the power. You got to eventually try to move and start doing something else or support something that wouldn't let the NFL just have object power over any other league, because there is no competition. Long as there's no competition, they're going to do whatever they want. And then if we just stay if we're always just mad and complaining, that's just taking away time from building, because it's like this. Why? I don't care if you complain if it don't take away from my money. You can complain all you want. I'm just if the money's still coming in, oh well.
I was hoping you got this from me, and I want everybody to understand this today. If you don't understand nothing I'm saying, I don't have all the answers. But what I do know is we can't control those 32 owners. Okay? We can't control Shad Khan, Kim Pagula, Jerry Jones. We can't control them. Alan Branch taught me a long time ago, control the controllables. I can control who represents me. That's the only time your black ass gonna have a control. Jerry Judy, Tua Tagovailoa, and any other you other guys who finna sign with these guys. The only time you have control, young man, is now. The interview process is going along now. Well, not really, because a lot of these guys have got paid off. They just waiting they just waiting to sign them. They've been waiting to sign money.
Official day.
Listen, parents. The only time, this when you have your power now. When all these agents coming after you. And you say, I don't want none of y'all. I'm finna go sign with Tyrone. I'm finna go sign with Claude Thomas. I'm finna go sign with Bo Thomas. Man, I'm finna sign with Kevin Freitman. He crazy, but he gonna give me that money. I'm gonna go sign with. Guess what's gonna happen? Then you're putting the power back in the black community, because Tyrone is gonna shop probably in Third Ward.
Yeah.
Or somewhere. He gonna put some of that money back there. Steinberg ain't coming and buying nothing in Jerry Judy's neighborhood.
He in Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
Probably right now.
Can y'all hear me on this, man? This ain't personal. Y'all got to hear me on this. The only time y'all have the power. Let me. Claude just mentioned something about the $40 million slave. Okay. Hey, Bill Rhoden, get that book. It's a great book. It's still relevant now. You know, I took an insert because I know we're gonna wrap it up in a minute. But I'm gonna take y'all hear these words now, because he wrote this a long time ago. But hear these words. He said, the integration of intercollegiate sports in the mid 1970s created an insatiable appetite for black athletes. Oh, Bill Rhoden, he's a hell of a writer. He said,
Wow.
it created an insatiable appetite for black athletes, which in turn triggered a strip mining of black communities across the United States. Strip mining means come in, pluck them out.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Talented young athletes and their families are wooed and pursued with the promise of scholarships and often material gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Herb should be proud of the way I'm pronouncing these words right now. Herb, check me out, Herb. On the conveyor belt, he called it, young athletes quickly learn that easy passage through a white control system is contingent upon not rocking the boat, not being a troublemaker, and making those in power feel comfortable with the athlete's blackness. Give y'all some more tomorrow. I'm not giving y'all all this. I'm gonna give y'all some more tomorrow. I got more. I'm not giving it all to you today.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's a heavy passage right there, Adam. And your enunciation was beautiful.
Thank you, man. Herb be messing with me. Herb, I know how, but sometimes, man, I just want to be. Sometimes I don't want to be all politically correct all the time. Sometimes I just say, let Robert be Robert. Yeah, Mike, I'm from Memphis. You notice I'm not on here talking about, yeah, mine. Yeah, what's up, mine? I don't do all that. but Tyrone, they coming in and strip mining our community.
Yeah.
You remember, I told you, I don't know if you was on the show. I told this story, Bo. I told this story that, I went to Saudi Arabia, went to Dubai, travel overseas. When I go overseas, man, I ask these people questions, John Newsom. I'm in there, I have my little outfit on, you get your little outfit on, So, I asked one of the guys, I said, man, look at here, man. How can I get some of this oil? Can I get me one of these? How can I get in? Man, y'all got gold, everything. You can't let no young black man like me go over there. I'm going to ask these questions. I said, how can I get in? How can I be down? He said, Robert, I like you. You cool, but you can't. I said, what? He said, these are our natural resources.
Wow. You can't give them away.
These are our national resources. That's why we over here fighting this war. We're finna fight this war over here about them. Check this out, John Newsom. So, okay. I'm still hot, man. Y'all couldn't let me, man. Man, I got a couple of dollars in the bank, man. Let me invest in it. Give me some of this money, right? So, mess around, went to Africa. South Africa. They got the diamond mines and all of that over there. I asked them. How can I get some of that, man? Can I invest? I said, no, Robert. These are this true story, our natural resources. I'll bring my butt back to America. Guess what's our natural resources? Our athletes that we're in the gym with every day on the football field, sending around cones, sending around in the gym, taking them to events. These guys, these young men are our natural resources. Why are we letting people come in and get out? Why don't we tell Lee Steinberg, I like you, but this is my natural resources. I can't give him to you, Lee. Lee, you're a Jewish man. You ain't gonna let me have one of them pawn shops.
No,
you ain't gonna let me have one of them jewelry stores. Jewelry start with what? Come on, man.
Wow.
Come on, man.
All right.
I might have been born at night, but not last night. The old man have been around, man. You follow me? Hey, I told somebody the other day, I said, let me tell y'all something. I like talking to real dudes. I didn't say dude, I said I like talking to real ninjas. I said, that's why I talk to myself. Because I ain't going to tell myself no lie. I love talking to intelligent people. That's why I talk to myself.
Well, they say talking to yourself is a sign of
guess what?
I guess you figure it just kicked in. So you
guess what, y'all? Boy, this is a good way to take y'all out. The most important conversation you're gonna ever have in life is not that conversation folk have with you. The most important conversation you're gonna have in your life is the conversation you have with you. I know you're Tyrone. I know you're going to take that one. Tyrone, I know you're going to take that. Just give me the credit.
You know, write that down.
I know you're going to do it. It get the most important conversation. That's why I say I like talking to myself. It's not who folks you have with people. It's the conversation you have with yourself.
Okay.
Derek Lane. So the young man who threw himself in front of a train and killed himself because he was worried about the conversation he had with his mama.
Right.
Not the conversation he had with himself. Because himself would have said, man, I'm not getting in front of no damn train.
Right. We got more to do.
I got stuff to do. I'm headed to Georgia Tech. So, y'all, I didn't mean to go there today, but this dude right here, Tyrone, and my man, Jimmy Hicks, man, is on the road, him and his wife, going to see his family. Sandra had death in her family, and as a great husband he is, he took his wife and said, baby, let's go and support your family. Man, hey, I shout out, y'all, hey, traveling graces for him. And I mean just casual. When I get off this air, I'm going to have a traveling grace prayer for them. Because they mean a lot to us. They mean a lot to our community. And like I tell you all the time, I can say what I want to Jimmy. I ain't letting y'all talk about it. We're going to keep this thing in house, baby. But thank you so much, Tyrone, man. I hope we learned something today. And when we talk about stuff like that, man, I love black coaches. A lot of them are my friends. I want them to be advanced. But them dudes been represented by white boys all their life.
Right.
But now... I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay.
No, you can go now, David.
Well, I wanted to say first that prayers are going out to Cheat Sheet and his family, and I wore the hat, bingo. I had to say
bingo.
But time for it. But I wanted to say, far as coaches getting hired and the recidivism rate for black coaches in the NFL and even down to college, we have to take ownership if you want to practice in tribalism, because that's all we see before us going on is tribalism. And if you want to see a practice in tribalism, just look down at the comment section and you'll notice a trend. It's tribalism at work. And so when they're hiring people that look like them, they're hiring people who they feel are in their tribe. And so if we want the opportunity to be able to do the same thing, we have to build that infrastructure.
But we have, listen, we have the opportunity.
We just got to do it,
We
Hannah.
just don't do it. I
We got
just
to do
told
it.
you, every single year, we have the choice in athletics, the young, robust, top athletes. See, I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell y'all why I'm talking like this. See, I'm gonna give y'all 2 more minutes now. I just went to my hometown, took my friend down there with me. Their first time there, we went to the Civil Rights Museum. Okay, listen to me, y'all. Memphis, you know I've been to the one in D.C., the National Museum of History and Culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this one right here, because I was born in this city, they got actual one of the trucks, the garbage truck that the one of the workers got killed in. That's what a couple of workers got killed in. That's what sparked the boycott.
Yeah.
They take you through the room where he was shot, the bed, everything is still the same.
Really?
It gets quiet and solemn in that room. You can't talk in that room. All you doing, you got the room here and the room next door, so you can look out and see the building where the man shot him from. Let me tell y'all something, y'all. When we first walked in, this got me. It's got me, y'all. I'm telling you, it's got me. They had a statue, and I'm gonna post it of a slave owner and a black woman up on the auction block with her baby.
Wow.
And I'm gonna post it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna download them, so I'm gonna show y'all some of these pictures. And the guy, we had a curator who was explaining, and he said, when he sell that lady and that baby off, even that baby who's innocent, that baby, when he's come old enough, he sold off and broke that family up. Forever in his life, he don't have no rights. This little innocent baby in this lady's arm, forever in his life. And the man just pointing at her like, I mean, it just, y'all, it just, we got power now. We got enough power that we got our sons working on Wall Street, our sons going to Harvard and Yale and Law. They used to wouldn't let us do that. That's why I always telling y'all about voting. They showed what the people had to go through to vote. I got a picture. I took a picture of they got a dummy of a dude hanging a guy, and it said on the thing, said this ninja tried to vote. That's why I read everything I get in my hand on, because they wanted to kill Frederick Douglass because he knew how to read.
Yeah.
That's why I play golf and tennis, because they said, y'all can't play them sports. That's why I want every young black man to play them. Y'all, this stuff is serious. We got the power now. Don't give it back away. The point of no return over in Ghana, when they said the door of no return, they could have never captured us, Tyrone, if they didn't have help from us.
From us. And the same situation reigns true today. Coming.
Tyrone, don't think we don't have the power. Every kid in this draft this year got the power right now that said, forget it. Forget it. I see what y'all doing to my black coaches. Forget it. That's why your power. The guys in the league, they ain't got no power. Because they ain't controlling nothing. Because they getting their check. These guys coming in, they can control who represent them.
That's true. Very true. And sometimes to gain power or realize power, you have to be able to realize that it might be a sacrifice that come with it. And I think that's a lot of the time
What's the
why we
sacrifice?
don't do it.
What's the sacrifice? In this case, it's no sacrifice because black agents are doing better deals and taking care of their clients. So it's no
Well,
sacrifice.
yeah. As far as the agent piece, I think is just strictly a mindset that
But you
needs to
got
be
to
changed.
understand you can't
Mhm.
have one without the other.
Absolutely, Hatter. Absolutely. I think that is just like I said earlier. It's a stigma, a negative stigma. Although we do have all these fail safes for the players, for some reason they feel like the ice is colder in the cup of somebody else. Don't matter, even if you show them that things could be the same, they still just feel more comfortable. But that's also conditioning from something that's come from, hundreds of years of conditioning.
Look,
And so, of course, they're conditioned. It's a mindset that has to be changed.
look here. Bobby Benjamin just posted some. And Bobby, let me
Hmm.
tell you something. I went straight to the site. I don't play no games.
Hmm.
Got beautiful black dolls for young black girls. Unbelievable website. I'm going to talk. Bobby Benjamin, we're going to get together. I want to talk about that. Y'all look at it in the Facebook feed. It's Demi's World. That's what they call it. Unbelievable. I'm glad I hit that link. And we're going to lead the show. We're going to slide down. Bobby Benjamin, thank you so much. So we don't have an excuse not to get my baby one of these dolls.
Oh, wow. Those are great.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
I'm finna go
Dennis'
adopt me
husband.
some new nieces because
Spirit.
I'm getting some of them.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I'll advertise
That's
this.
right. You got a daughter.
Yeah.
I wonder with hey, y'all help me out. You think my grown daughter would like this? If I get her a
Yeah,
dollar?
she would appreciate the representation.
That don't want to deal with certain Asians, black or white. This is part of the reason Jonathan is not. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, Herb said something. Herb, we're going to talk about Herb. Bring that up again tomorrow. We'll talk about that one. That's a good one. But y'all, let me tell y'all something. I enjoyed myself. Let me tell y'all something. I'm always nervous, and y'all help me so much when because I'm so used to having Jimmy, on the air with me. And I thank God that Nicole Hutchinson, Happy Women Rock Wednesday, and the women today on Women Rock Wednesday, I'm sorry, Nicole Harris, Angie Holcomb, Heaven Dorsey, Lori Dotson, and Angelina Saunier. Angelina, I hope I said it right because I just, Angelina. I'm gonna get better at these names. But I had a great time. Thank you, Tyrone Irvin, man, for filling in, man. I'm gonna get on the phone and call Jimmy soon as we get off the air to make sure he's all right. But y'all, tomorrow he probably, let me tell you something. He ain't missing 2 days in a row. So we'll be able. But shout out to all the young kids in high school who playing basketball. I'm watching you, little Miles. At Clemens, little Miles Burns, I think, a young kid. Hold up, I got to get his name. Miles Wilburn. Miles Wilburn from Clemens High School, a young kid. I met him at the fall league at Tyrone. I met him at the fall league over at Hightower, and I'm so
Oh,
proud of that kid. He had
the kid at
26 points.
Hightower, what's his name?
Now we ain't talking about Bryce Griggs right now.
No, I just wanted to say real quick. I see you, boy. I see you, boy. That's all I want to say.
He a
That's all I
bad
want to
dude,
say.
eh? He a bad dude. And then shout out to Dickinson. Man, this school in Dickinson, Texas, with Dramon Marks and Marcus Williams. Y'all tell him I shout him out on the show. And little Deuce Gidry. Hey, listen to me. I haven't seen this in a long time. Three players with, check this out. 3 players with 20 points or more in a game. I just got a text. Hold on, y'all. I just got a text. That's my nephew who doing these dolls. Y'all
Oh, wow.
better come by. Yes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's Demi's World from now on this show. It's Demi's World. Thank you, Bobby
For
Benjamin,
birthdays
man.
and Christmas and every day in between.
Thank you so much. But man, I just a shout out to all the young kids around here. Shadow Creek won last night. I ain't forgot about you, Sadea, Juice, little grandson over there. Shout out. I mean, just, I got so much on my mind right now. LJ Cryer again scored 3,000 points. Tyrone, I don't know if you played high school basketball. That's a heck of a feat. But man, let me tell you.
That's great.
But I'm out of here. I love y'all. Let's try to do this thing tomorrow. I got something for y'all. But it's Demi's World. Chop Shop. We'll see you tomorrow. Let me hit that button. Uh-oh. Federal Express truck at my house. Know what that means?
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the chop shop. We live in the chop.